Hey everybody, it's me, Tony from Tiana Talks. I am here speaking on Miss Porsha Williams. We are going to talk about the changes that she has made, not only internally, but also physically. We are also speaking on her extensive dating history that she has shown us on the show, as well as some of the tea that we have gotten off of the show with her dating history. We're going to speak about the Nigerian man and why Porsha has a reputation for dating so many Nigerian men. We are also going to be speaking on all the people that we have seen her with, as well as people that we've heard about her with. And if you guys want to see more of these old photos of Porsha, don't worry, I have more coming in this video. But first, I wanted to speak about her first marriage on the show, Cordell. Cordell was a retired NFL player at the time. Him and Porsha were married. I want to say they were like newly married, maybe not within 1 year, but they were pretty new in their marriage. Now, I want to talk about their history a little bit from what I know as well and what I have heard. And I'm going to say allegedly on some things, guys, just so you know. But anywho, so allegedly, Porsha was with Cordell, right? They were dating, and I don't know if you guys remember this. Maybe you're a true Real Housewives of Atlanta fan, but there was a woman who Sheree had brought on the show a long time ago before Porsha got on the show. Maybe, if I'm not mistaken, maybe about like 2 seasons before Porsha got on the show. So actually really not that long ago, maybe like 2 to 3 years before Porsha got on the show. There was a woman on the show, and she was, filming a little bit, and she had this funny scene where she went against Nene, and she like gathered all the girls a little bit. And that woman was actually the fiance and baby mother of Cordell Stewart. Now, I already know what some of you guys are thinking. What? How is Porsha tied to another woman and her man and Real Housewives of Atlanta? I don't know, but this is real. This is real, true life. Like, Cordell's baby mother was on the show before Porsha, and she was also in that circle. She was friends with Sheree. Now, allegedly, while Cordell and his baby mother were together, and I want to say their relationship was a little rocky, I don't know, Porsha somehow got into a relationship with Cordell at the same time, allegedly. And then, she somehow, got him into a marriage. Now, remember, he wasn't married to his baby mother. They were just engaged, living together, baby mama, baby daddy. They had a son. But it is kind of ironic, I guess, that Porsha somehow got in the middle of a love triangle, knowing that we know her now. But anyway, Porsha came off as the perfect, I don't want to say perfect, but just like a little ditzy housewife, not that bright, unfortunately for her. And I'm not saying this to be mean, guys. I'm just being completely honest. If you go back, Porsha used to say there was 265 days a year. She thought the Underground Railroad was like an actual train station. I'm sorry. Porsha wasn't that bright back in the day, if we're being very honest. But anywho, she came off like one of those girls who were raised, okay, you're not going to get that far in the books, so maybe just depend on your looks and secure a rich man. Like, no offense, maybe her mother did, or tried to at least. But anywho, she was with Cordell. She wanted to portray like they had a perfect marriage. It wasn't so perfect. All the ladies on the show saw right through that. They noticed that Cordell was controlling, and they felt like Porsha could have more. And I agree with the ladies. Cordell was a bit controlling, right? And I think at the time we all thought that, because we thought Porsha was like some, innocent housewife that just, randomly got with her man and fell in love and, losing all her ambition from a man. But now that we kind of know Porsha a little bit more and we know her history, Porsha just likes to be a kept woman, to be honest. She likes to be a kept woman. And I'm going to say this. You're going to keep hearing me say this in this video. Porsha morphs into whoever she is with. If she's dating someone, married to someone, she's going to morph into their character. Cordell was conservative. He was strict. He was uptight. He was over here acting like some moral police. And Porsha transformed into that, okay? It got to the point where Porsha wouldn't go film with the ladies. This is season 5. Porsha would not film with the ladies at a strip club because she was saying Cordell wouldn't approve, okay? Mind you, the Porsha we know now, okay, and actually, I don't even want to talk about the Porsha we know. I'm going to speak about Porsha in the past because I am true to this, guys. I don't just say things, and everything I say has been backed up, okay? Porsha used to work at a strip club, according to her. And I'm not saying she was a dancer. I'm saying Porsha said that she used to work at a strip club selling fake purses. Okay? There's interview clips of her saying this. So how do you go from being so comfortable to, selling purses at a strip club to, I don't know, now you don't want to go? I mean, really? Was that really your true feelings? Or was that just, I don't know, whoever you had to portray? I don't know. But if you guys also remember a long time ago, around this time before she got on the show, I believe, or maybe it was like while she was about to start filming, I can't remember the exact date, Porsha was over there doing church testimonies and sermons. I'm sorry if I mistaken the term. Porsha was over here preaching about people doing the same-sex marriages and stuff, and saying how, it was wrong and how they were going to be in so much trouble and all these horrible things were going to happen to people who were like that. But look at Porsha now, because she's dating a woman now. So again, who is Porsha? So the next season, season 6, we noticed that Porsha was going through her divorce with Cordell. She was speaking out about him a bit more. She also was kind of insinuating that he might have been like DL under the cover, maybe still in the closet, if you know what I'm saying. She was making insinuations about it, and it had made some of the guys upset, like Peter, because they're like, hey, like, why are you saying stuff like this now that you guys are breaking up or going through it? But at the time, you were still with him. And then Kenya was saying that Porsha was Cordell's beard. So basically, you were pretending to be with him, for a check. Okay, at the time, I thought they were being kind of hard on Porsha, because Porsha really did not seem that bright. But watching Porsha now, I have to say, I think she insinuated that stuff either because she was trying to be shady at him, or maybe it was true for her. I don't know. This is all allegedly, but we started seeing a little bit of a difference in Porsha. She had just started getting like cosmetic work that we know of on the show. She started doing her cosmetic surgeries at this point. She came in with these huge breasts out of nowhere. Mind you, Porsha already looked amazing when she first got on the show, but I guess she wanted to enhance her looks, right? Okay, so the next season, which is now season 7, this is after Porsha has dragged Kenya off that couch. Let me not say dragged off the couch. Kenya was actually standing up already. But anywho, season 7 was an entirely new Porsha Williams. At this point, we have seen her in a physical altercation. Porsha said, all right, I'm done being the goody one. It's time to let it all loose. And that's exactly what she did. Her first scene, Candy was like, the old Porsha used to wear kitten heels, be covered up. Now she's in a bikini like a thong. What is going on? Okay. And, we were almost kind of proud of Porsha, right? Because it's like, you're beautiful. A lot of people, including myself, we felt like Kenya was bullying Porsha. And I'm still going to stand on that. Kenya did used to poke at Porsha a lot. Now, I'm not saying that Kenya wasn't ahead, or maybe there's things that we didn't see about Porsha's character, but to us, it definitely felt like and looked like Kenya was just poking at Porsha a lot. But anywho, season 7, Porsha was letting it all out. That's when she earned her title, Queen of Thoughtlandia, as Phaedra had coined her, and Porsha was proud of the title. Porsha stopped wearing clothes. Porsha just let it all out, okay? And at this time, guys, pay attention now. Stay in here, right? Porsha had just began getting those rumors that she was dating married men. This is when we first started really hearing about Porsha and married men. Now, with Porsha's history on the show, these prior 2 seasons with Kenya, why would we believe it, right? I mean, Kenya's just been mean to you. She's been bullying sweet little Porsha. Even though Porsha's not that young, Nene had to check her, I think, that previous season, like telling Porsha, girl, you're not 19, you're like 30-something years old. But anyway, we thought Porsha was being bullied, right? No, Kenya's just making that up. And if you remember who was on the show at the time, Claudia was also on the show, and Claudia was also very vocal. Claudia used to work with Porsha at the Ricky Smiley show. They had a lot of friends, mutual friends, okay? And they both admitted they did. They had a lot of mutual friends. Claudia knew a lot about Porsha, her dating life. I guess she felt a way that from what she knew, allegedly, Porsha was messing with married men for money. Now, again, we didn't know if this was true or not, right? We didn't know. But then things started coming out. And then the guy that Porsha allegedly was with, one of the rich Nigerian older men who was buying her, I don't know if you guys remember this. Come on, y'all got to go back to season 7. Porsha had got her first Rolls Royce, and she was rocking like an 80,000 purse, and she was telling the other ladies, like, they were like, how do you get such expensive gifts? She was telling the ladies, oh, well, I'd rather have a good man than an expensive gift. She was letting us know whoever was spoiling her financially was not really a good man, but he was just a good provider. That's it. Okay, boom. Claudia had aired out Porsha. Claudia, Kenya, and even Cynthia. And even Nene knew that Porsha was dating someone who lived out the country, right? They all were saying that she was with an African man, and then he was married. So that was the start, guys, of Porsha and these, things coming out of the closet about her, as far as her having a thing for married African men. Particularly if you're going to be very specific, Nigerian men. And stay tuned with that, guys. Just keep focusing on that word, older Nigerian man, okay? I'm sorry, I have to just be very precise here. But Porsha had an extensive history with that, as we all can see. And you keep going, it's going to keep coming up. But Porsha was so upset that Claudia and Kenya and Cynthia were discussing it. But the thing about it is, social media, blogs, the internet, I don't think it was as commonly popular and used and read about as it is now. But they weren't the only ones that were talking about it. Other people were talking about it too. And to this day, Claudia Jordan stands on business about this guy right here in the picture I'm showing you guys. Claudia is saying that this was definitely one of Porsha's married Nigerian sugar daddies. Claudia said the guy looks like a turtle. Sorry to that man. But yeah, to this day, 2026, Claudia literally just said that in an interview. But there was another man, and unfortunately, I hate to say it again, another African, this time he was at Prince, as a matter of fact. He was like the son of a dictator, and he was like a billionaire, and allegedly Porsha was messing with him too. And he had a woman. He was actually dating like an actress, child. And this is not like me just making this up. I'm literally going to drop the photos as well. She aired Porsha out on Twitter for messing with her man. And that man had to come out and say Porsha is not his woman, and he is with Tamala Jones, the actress, child. He had to claim her. He could not claim Porsha. Porsha was just allegedly the side piece, and that man wanted no parts. He did not want to lose his woman for Porsha. And y'all make sure y'all are liking this video, because this is a lot of history I had to dig up to report back to you guys. But anyway, at the season 7 reunion, when Porsha was being exposed by the ladies for, messing with married African men, Porsha was trying to deny it, of course, and she was saying that she was just dating an athlete, but she was no longer dating him. So we never got to see that athlete because she didn't bring him on for filming or anything, right? But then literally, the beginning of season 8, she's dating a young NFL player named Duke. And at the time, Duke wasn't really that into her because he just ghosted her and kind of tried to embarrass her. I don't know if he did it on purpose or not, but he definitely was like embarrassing her, not really that interested in her and ignoring her phone calls and kind of playing her a little bit. And then, but, in his defense, even though I don't think it's right, he was way younger than Porsha. I want to say he was like 23 or 24. And then on top of that, Porsha came off very scary. She came off like super, super thirsty. And even his friends, like, they were kind of whispering. They were like, hey, like, just stay at the party. Like, don't leave. It's like, you got to stay. You're like too invested in it now. You just got to do it. But they all felt like it was overboard. Porsha came off like overly desperate for this man. She was throwing him parties and everything. Like, she was saying he was her trophy man. It was just scary. Like, why would a woman that beautiful have to, do all that for a guy? Like, come on, girl. You're okay. You don't need to do this. But anyway, a couple of weeks later, Porsha was with this dude named Oliver, who she had met. I want to say she met him in Miami on a cash trip. And Candy was like, this is weird. Like, you were just throwing a party for this guy. You were head over heels in love. You were saying how you guys had the same last name so you guys can get married. You don't have to change your name. Porsha had became this like football wife again, or a wag. It was just kind of cringe, And next thing we know, you're all over Oliver now. Okay, so boom. Season 9, guys, and again, we don't know the other people who Porsha was dating that season because I think Porsha doesn't really try to show us who she's really dating. We only find out who she's really dating when she gets exposed by other people off the show. But we're going to move on to season 9, who she brought on the show. She rekindled an old flame with this guy named Todd. Do y'all remember Todd? Okay, Todd was cute. He had like this little political job, and Todd started slacking when he got with Porsha. According to Porsha, that's how she made it seem. Like, he wasn't taking his job seriously, and they weren't fond of him being with her. That's what he was saying. They didn't like him being with Porsha, and he told Porsha, oh, I'm choosing you over my job. Now, to some women, that might be honorable and very sweet and romantic, but to Porsha, that is a red flag, baby. What do you mean you're choosing me over money? You're supposed to have the money first. And Porsha ran for the hills. But this same man, Porsha wanted a baby with so bad, she drafted up paperwork for him and her to have an agreement on having a baby, and Porsha would be able to do whatever she wanted with the baby, as if it was like, them taking turns with like a puppy or something, or honestly more like renting. Honestly, it was just super cringe, and everybody was like, what the hell is this? Like, why are you giving this man paperwork to sign as if he's just gonna hand over a baby to you, as if it's like, some rental agreement or a contract? This is stupid. Porsha wanted a baby so bad. And I want to say it was because just a few months before that, her sister had just had a baby. And y'all remember, Porsha wasn't too happy when her sister was pregnant. Porsha came off very jealous and mistreated her sister so bad. Do y'all remember she told her sister, oh, I don't care what's growing in your stomach. But anywho, that did not work out with Todd. And we all can pretty much see why. Hey, if he don't got no money, then Porsha gonna be acting funny. So after that, guys, we had the whole dungeon gate where Porsha was accusing Candy of all those horrible things. So I think she took a break from showing us her dating life season 10, and she tried to, pretend like, hey, I'm just focused on myself right now or whatever. Season 11 comes around. We meet Dennis, the hot dog king. She's acting like she's just so smitten by Dennis. Literally, like, they're looking at rings already. And no lie, this is like, no one really knows what to think. This came out of nowhere, right? Right? And at the time when they first started filming, we really didn't even know how long those two had really been together. I mean, I think she said it hadn't really been that long, but, we didn't know how fast those two were really moving. Basically, if you do the math, Porsha brought this man onto the show. They were filming in the summer. And a few episodes later, we found out Porsha was already pregnant. Porsha had just met that man. And I'm not trying to shame no one. I'm really not. But, and we can talk about it because Porsha has spoke on it. Porsha said that her and Dennis were already knocking each other's boots the first date that they hung out. And about a month into them dating, literally from that first night they hooked up and dated for the first time, a month later, Porsha was already pregnant. And later on in a few seasons, Porsha admits, I got pregnant because I knew he was stable and I felt like he checked off all the lists, like he had money, he thought I was cute and he didn't have any kids, he has his own business, so I thought that was good enough. Okay, well, that's great for, acknowledging that and being honest. And I will say a lot of women, as they get older, they feel like this pressure to start having kids. But if we're going to be very, very honest, Porsha moved very sloppy. You don't get pregnant that fast. You didn't know that man. You did not know him. And sure enough, that relationship went by so quickly, it kind of went quickly too, because this man was cheating on her while she was pregnant. Now remember, Porsha went from being, I'm so much in love. She was running around rocking his chains. Like I said, guys, Porsha morphs into whoever she's dating. Porsha was acting like him. She wanted to work hard at his restaurant and try to prove that she's a hustler too. It was just so much going on just for Porsha to literally be pregnant instantly, to literally, being cheated on while she was pregnant. And I have to say, they didn't know each other. She didn't know him. He didn't really know her. Everything happened super fast. That was very irresponsible on both parties, if we're going to be very honest. But anywho, season 12, child, we see Porsha trying to heal from being cheated on with Dennis. She's trying to work it out. And I will say, I think that it happened very quickly, but I think she did want to try to be a family with Dennis. I do believe that. I think she wanted that for her daughter. We all know that Porsha's parents divorced or broke up when she was a little kid, and she got to see her dad basically live with his new family that he had created. And I honestly think that did kind of bother her. I mean, she said it bothered her with him not living with them. And from what they say in Porsha's book or Porsha's upbringing, I remember Porsha saying that they were like tight on money, and her mom used to sometimes look for loose change in the car. I mean, really. But meanwhile, Porsha's dad was with her sister Lauren's mother, and they were like some little happy family. But anywho, all right, season 13 came around. At this point, her and Dennis are on and off again. As usual, they are on and off again. Next thing we know, here comes Simon Guobadia, okay? And all I'm saying is, when it first started off, Porsha met Simon as a friend through Fallon, who she had brought onto the show. And you Porsha fans, do not get on my nerves with this, because I'm just speaking facts. Porsha brought the girl onto the show. She was introduced onto the show as Porsha's friend, okay? We have seen Porsha and Fallon hang out off camera and on camera. Porsha came to this girl's house where Simon lived. Porsha, said hi to Simon, was all up in their pool. They hung out that whole day. Even off camera, they hung out that whole day. Next thing you know, actually, let me take my time with this. Let's just end it right there, okay? They hung out, they met each other, boom. A few episodes later, Porsha allegedly sleeps with Bolo, child. She wanted a piece of that Bolo pie, honey. She wanted to get tore up from the floor up. They say Bolo has a dingaling bigger than, I don't know, New York City, child. But anywho, Bolo had it going on. Porsha wanted some, and she got it. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that if that's what she wants to do. But unfortunately for Porsha, another love triangle, Bolo had a girlfriend. Anywho, and so did Tanya. Tanya had a man. Tanya was allegedly in the room with Porsha when she was getting in with Bolo. So everybody's in a relationship here. I mean, Porsha was supposed to be working on it with Dennis. Dennis was so upset when he found out about Porsha and her alleged threesomes with Bolo and Tanya. he was like, oh, I'm single. He started posting and acting bad online and just, doing the most because he was upset. Meanwhile, you were cheating on her while that girl was pregnant. But anywho, okay, next thing we know, Porsha gets over the shame of, messing with Bolo and being exposed for it by Kenya. And then next thing we know, you're engaged to Simon Guobadia. And when Porsha and Simon got together, oh my goodness, the buzz, all tables turned. It was just a hot mess. And I think the reason why, obviously, one, Porsha got with someone who was literally introduced on the show as her friend. You got with this girl's husband. You met this man on camera. We literally saw you go to her house and meet him. Next thing you know, we don't see them again, and you're engaged to him. So not only was that strange, but if we go back to remember just earlier in this video, guys, Porsha already had a history of being in love triangles with men who were already taken, and for some reason, African men who are already in a relationship or married. So here it goes. This time, we're not just hearing about it, or some people know about it, or you've been exposed by some blogs, or it may be true, might not true. No, this time you're like proudly showing off. Oh, look, I got picked. I am the fiance. We've been dating for 2 weeks and now we're engaged. Like, huh? What? Hold on. Slow down. Slow down. This was just a hot mess. Porsha started becoming Nigerian. She was like doing the little Nigerian traditional dances and photo shoots, wearing the beautiful clothing. She had nearly became African, to be honest. Like, her whole personality changed. She became Nigerian. I mean, Porsha was even going to Nigeria, trying to be involved in like the community, the like it was just kind of like, where did this come from? Okay, please tell me where this came from. I don't know. But that's when we started really seeing how connected Porsha really truly is with the Nigerian community. And for some reason, she had a thing for their man. Now, this relationship, I would say, kind of showed us a different Porsha, because she was no longer hiding things that came off wrong, or show that you might have like, some character flaws, or you were no longer trying to hide it. Porsha at this point became like a proud villain. And also, we started learning more about Porsha. At the time, there had been a lot of buzz with Porsha, and she decided to drop a book in the middle of all the talk about her. And during that was also a bad time for R. Kelly. He was getting in trouble, going to jail, all those horrible things going on with how he was mistreating women and, whatnot. Porsha decided to mention that she had also had intimacy with R. Kelly, like as in sleeping with him, and she made it seem like she was a victim, even though, and I'm not trying to, I hope this doesn't come off insensitive, because there are true victims of abusers, but let's be clear, Porsha, from what she said, she wasn't like held down or forced. She wanted to be a musician, and she, thought that basically sleeping with Mr. Kelly would somehow, help her stardom. That's what it really gave, to be very honest. If I'm going to be so honest, again, Porsha fans, back up off me. Porsha was a grown woman, almost 30, and she would do things with him, and then, she would do her own thing, go home or whatever. She wasn't forced to stay in that house, but Porsha made it seem like she was a victim, okay? Now, to me, a victim would be, obviously, one, being underage, or two, being strapped down, being forced to be somewhere that you don't want to be. And at the time, Porsha wanted to be there. And, it just seemed stupid to me, because she said that he would, do his thing with her in the bedroom, and then he would leave and do his own thing. He also had other women in the house that Porsha knew about. And I guess, I don't know if she's saying that he would do other things with them in the other rooms or not. But at the end of the day, it was a choice that you made to be there. and you had already, been kind of you've been around. Porsha had already been in the music industry, doing music videos. You dated a bunch of people at this point in your life, so you know what's going on. But anywho, Porsha decided to kind of make this moment about her an extent and use it in her book. We had no idea that Porsha was messing with R. Kelly. Then she ends up being in another love triangle out of this. Okay, here it goes again. Because when she exposed her age in the timeline, R. Kelly was actually married at that time. So you went over to this celebrity's home and you were willing to, do things with him. And the whole time the man was married. Okay. So again, here's Porsha in another love triangle. And then unfortunately for Porsha, with things didn't work out with Simon, of course. Simon decided to air her out. Simon alleged that Porsha was with Future, the rapper, okay? And I think he even dropped like Future's phone number was in their call log, on the phone bill, different things like that. Porsha was having relations, and I don't think Simon was the only one claiming that Porsha was with Future. I mean, other people were saying it too, even Drew Sidora. So, okay, cool. Porsha is with Future, the rapper now. We don't really know who Porsha is, to be honest. We don't really know. So next we have this older, rich Nigerian man. And I'm sorry I'm saying it like this. I'm just so tired of having to keep saying Nigerian older man. This guy allegedly is someone who Porsha was dealing with as of 2025. Allegedly, Porsha was messing with this guy because she was posting on her Instagram caption. This was like literally last year. Porsha was saying that she was queen, and then she did the emoji bat, like bat. But bat is spelled B-A-T. At the time, when it first dropped, I literally was getting DMs about this, but I wouldn't respond to it. Or I might have responded, but I didn't post about it because I didn't know for sure. Plus, it seemed too obvious. Like, why would this just be thrown out like this? Like, this is way too obvious. There's no way Porsha wouldn't hide this. Like, there's no way so many people know about it and are actually reaching out to me about it. And I'm a smaller blogger still, guys. But I guess it was some truth to it, allegedly, because even Tasha K has spoke on it. And y'all know Tasha K do be getting a lot of stuff early. So anywho, Porsha was allegedly dealing with the Nigerian president. I can't even pronounce his name. I'm not even going to try to pronounce it, but they call him Bat, B-A-T, because those are his initials. Now, Mr. Bat, President Bat, is allegedly, Nigerian president, low-key, might have been allegedly messing with Porsha on the side, right? And I'm saying on the side because guess what? Yes, he is married. Another love triangle for Porsha. And next thing we know, guys, I mean, this is still 2025. Porsha is with Mike, honey, okay? Now, you guys are just now seeing this 2026, but remember, Real Housewives of Atlanta was filmed 2025. And I thought that her and Mike was just a fake relationship for the camera. And he kind of insinuated that it was a fake relationship for the camera, but Porsha verified, hey, no, this was not a fake relationship. We really were dating. Porsha even said that she had slept with him before. Remember, guys, she said that on the show. Okay. Next thing we know, you're also dating Sway, which is her current partner of today. Okay. I'm confused. I don't know how you date two people at the same time. For real. I don't know, but okay. People are upset that Porsha is having so many people around her daughter. And I know some of you guys who are true Porsha fans, y'all are going to be like, oh, well, we don't know who all has been around her. That's true. We don't know everyone who's been around her daughter. And that's kind of scary, to be honest, because we don't get to see everyone who Porsha is dating. We just know she dates a lot. And the fact that, she was saying that her daughter was missing Simon and kept asking about Simon. and you're so quick and eager. As soon as you get into another relationship, you are immediately having this person at your home, around your daughter. You're doing family trips together. This is just too much. I have to say, the old Porsha that first came onto the show did not seem like this type of person that she is today. She looks entirely different from head to toe. Her body has changed. There's some of you still thinking that Porsha hasn't got anything done. Okay, if that's what you want to think. If you think that Porsha hasn't got anything done, okay. If you think that she's only had her breasts done, okay. Anywho, not only did we just run through Porsha's dating history, but we found out recently that Porsha was dating K. Michelle's ex, or someone she used to date, former situationship. Who knows? But Porsha was dating this guy, allegedly with him. The guy says that, they were together, little whatever they had going on, boot up situation. But I had to mention this because this was also 2025. So again, we're not able to see everyone who Porsha dates on the show, right? We usually find out outside of the show, and sometimes you guys just don't know, which is fine, but I'm just mentioning it to mention Porsha has an extensive dating history. I don't know if there's anything wrong with it or not. I'm not to judge for that. I'm just letting you guys know her dating history because that was the point of this video. You guys let me know what you guys think about this. Do you guys think that Porsha needs to slow down and take some time to, get to know herself, love herself? I mean, 2025, we know of, I'm not saying that she only dated, but we know of at least 3 people that she was dating. And as a matter of fact, she was also going through her divorce. It was just, trying to get finalized at that point. So do you guys think that Porsha needs to take more time in knowing herself, loving herself, healing? Or do you guys think this is okay? Do you guys like all the changes that Porsha has made? What do you guys think about her? I think physically, Porsha definitely looks good, but I think she could definitely heal inside. What do you guys think? Do you guys miss the old Porsha? Let me know what you guys think, or did we even know the old Porsha? Also, I'm thinking about getting into her and Shamia's friendship again because I have a little bit of details on that as well, and I want to speak about it. But meet me in the comments. I do comment back. I like talking about the show. Meet me in the comments. Don't be disrespectful because at the end of the day, this is a TV show. We all don't know these people in real life. And at the end of the day, I mean, I'm not going to argue with someone who is, so delusional over Porsha, where you're over here defending her as if she's your mother or something. It's just not that deep. We can have different opinions, and I'm open to hearing you guys have different opinions in the comments. But let's just be respectful. Y'all have a great day and be safe. Peace.